In this video, we will be unboxing, testing, and reviewing the Wyze Handheld vacuum. And without even opening it, I can tell you this thing really sucks. All right. Wyze Handheld vacuum, 6,800 PA / 42.8 AW suction power. Whatever that means. Powerful cleaning from home to car. Car is actually why I bought this. I'm actually looking for a good option to vacuum out the car. Let's take a look at some of the specs. Easy to empty dustbin, USB Type-C charging, lightweight, 19.8 ounces. It does feel light even in the box. 100,000 RPM brushless digital motor, washable HEPA filter, efficiency of 95%, flathead nozzle included, 30 minutes of continuous suction. All right, let's get it opened up here. Goodness, that sound. All right, the vacuum itself is smaller than I thought. No charge. That's all right. It's got some feet, stands up like that. Looks like this is the quick release. Oh, wow. All right, let's take a look here. This looks like the old filter. Okie dokie. Comes with a filter in there. Mine shipped with a second filter, so I think there's a filter in there already. You can clean both of those, or obviously you can replace the inner one. The outer one is stainless steel. What else do we have? A storage bag. Not what I expected from the storage bag. I'm not sure I'll use that. So you got a little hose action here. The hose, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie to you, feels cheaper than other vacuum hoses I've used in the past, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. Little brush guy. Tiny little flat. Oh, that's how you convert it. This guy help you get in the hard to reach places. We got another flat guy. I don't know what you call this material, but it's got some carpety type stuff. Flat guy. Ooh, a charger. Comes with a charger. What about a charging cable? Ah. Charging cable. And quick start guide. All right, that's that. We're gonna get it charged up and we are going to use it today to clean some stuff up. Initial reaction is the vacuum itself seems pretty premium, you know. Plastic is kind of whatever, but the vacuum feels pretty good. It's more compact than I thought. I'm excited to see how well it works. The attachments just feel a little bit cheaper than like a typical vacuum, but I don't know if that's a big deal. So it's been a couple days and I've had the opportunity to test the vacuum out. I tested it in a few different scenarios. I tested it in the kitchen. I accidentally dropped cinnamon and it broke, shattered everywhere. It was a glass jar of cinnamon, shattered everywhere, cinnamon everywhere. And I used this and the Ryobi shop vac to clean up some of the cinnamon. I mean, I swept a lot of it up, but then the remaining cinnamon, I used these to get up. I also used it to clean up some debris. There's a little bit of construction going on in my house, and I was able to use this to clean up some of the debris, and then I tested it in the car. I tested it on the floor mats, and I tested it in the trunk of the car. All right, let's talk about how it performed. When I used it to clean up the cinnamon, it exceeded my expectations. It did better than I thought it was going to. I used it to clean up the kitchen in general, just general crumbs on the countertop and the floor, and I thought it was really good. That's where its size and its weight reduces the friction of getting a vacuum out and cleaning up those things when I typically wouldn't. So I'm going to continue to use it in those use cases. It did a good job as well cleaning up the debris. I'm getting lights installed, so they're cutting into the drywall and that creates a dusty mess. And this did a really good job of getting that drywall dust up in hard to reach spots. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be using it to vacuum the car. I bought it because I wanted an easy option to grab and go clean the car real quick, but it kind of underwhelmed me when I was cleaning the car. I had some sand in the trunk. I think it did okay with the sand. It didn't do great. It didn't do as well as the shop vac. Again, it didn't do as well as the shop vac in the interior of the car. It cleaned the floor mats well, and I used the crevice tool to get next to the seats, and it did that pretty well too, but it just doesn't have the same power as the shop vac. And it's a tiny shop vac, it's not even a big shop vac. With the shop vac, when you get close to things, it'll get them. For this, I feel like I had to go over things a couple times to capture them, depending on the size. I was also interested to see the battery life. I think the battery life on it so far has been great. The vacuum has 2 speeds, and I pretty much exclusively use it on the higher speed. I'm gonna guess that when you use it in the higher speed, you might not get 30 minutes out of it. I had a couple good runs with it. It still has some charge in it, even after doing all that testing. I think the battery is in line for where I think it's gonna excel. I think it really excels on those smaller jobs in the house, and I don't think you'll run into an issue tackling those jobs with this battery. Just because I was curious, I took a look at some of the competition out there at this price point, and I think there's a good amount of competition that is close to this price. As I might have mentioned earlier in the video, this is $69.99 plus shipping, so call it $80. And there were a bunch of options in that $80, $90, $70 range. I think I saw one from Shark. I think I saw one from Bissell. I think there's even an option from Eufy and a couple other brands, which is not generally the case for Wyze. One of the reasons why I like buying Wyze products is because they generally offer you a really good product to compete with some of the top tier products in its category at a much lower price. In this case, my early findings are that there's a lot of competition at that same price point, so it's not going to be as easy of a decision to say, hey, go get the Wyze. I can't confidently tell you to get this versus those other ones or not. For this video, I could just share with you my feedback on my user experience, which I went over earlier. I was looking for an easier way to vacuum out the car. I don't think this is the option for me, so I'm still going to use what I have. Am I glad I have it? Yes. Will I use it? Yes. But would I spend $70 on this? No. I think there are people out there who do generally use handheld vacuums a lot more frequently than I do. And in those cases, I would definitely consider Wyze as a contender when you're doing your shopping. I hope you enjoyed the review and found it insightful. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and click here for another one of our great reviews. Thanks. We'll see you in the next one.